Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. This is our weekly Ask an Advocate. It is our time to come to you to meet you where you're at on your wellness journey. So, this is also when we share cool things. And if we don't have questions, we come to you with different topics. So, we just concluded a summer series, and we're going to jump into a back to school series. So my name is Danette with Wellness Spoiled.
And I'm Tiffany with Nature's Gift.
And we both partner with doTERRA Essential Oils to provide you with that ongoing support and education behind their products, basically to help you take the overwhelm out of using natural solutions. So with that, we're going to talk about kids and going back to school. And I will just say one thing real quick. If you don't have kids, just stick with us because what we're going to share is practical information anyways.
Yep.
We are going to share some product specific that were developed specifically for our kids and some that were developed for everybody. So anywho's, Tiff, why don't you kick us off?
There we go. Okay. So for all of us, not just kids, like Danette said, this is pertinent to all of us, is getting in a routine. So for me, I'm very visual, so I have to see my oils. I mean, I don't have them all strung out everywhere, but I have to see them, like my vitamins, all that stuff, to use them because I will forget. So even now that I'm in a routine, so it's not as bad. But getting in a routine is crucial. So that also helps your kids as well. I mean, kids thrive on routine. Me being a teacher, I can tell you they thrive on routine, having that consistency. They know what to expect. So we want to talk about today is waking up in the morning, preparing for school. So one thing so you can start off with is diffusing. When you get down into the kitchen where you all gather, is diffusing some happy oils. So citrus oils, throw in spearmint, and spearmint is what, 15%? Is it 10? 15% off?
15.
Okay. I was like, it's either 10 or 15% off this month. So if you don't have it, it's kind of an alternative to peppermint. They're both the mint family. But so diffusing peppermint and wild orange or spearmint wild orange, but a happy blend with also a wake me up. So peppermint and spearmint are going to help wake you up. So diffuse that down in the kitchen or where they gather. Sometimes I wonder about putting it under my boys' noses to wake them up. But then also using doTERRA's new formulated toothpaste. I highly recommend it. I have, my mom is a retired dental hygienist, and at first she was kind of against the toothpaste. I'll be honest. She was against the toothpaste of no fluoride. She was, it's ingrained in their heads of fluoride, right? So I'm like, Mom, just do your research and let's look at this stuff. So the new formula has hydroxyapatite, which we were practicing before this because I wanted to make sure I got it right. But it is a natural substance that is in the toothpaste that helps with whitening, and it strengthens your enamel. So we constantly need to help strengthen our enamel, and that can help with strengthening it. But there are 8 essential oils in here as well that, just imagine how great that is. Your mouth is very vascular and absorbs the oils in. You're not swallowing it, okay? Just like to say that. You're not swallowing it, but it's absorbing into your tissue and into your mouth, and helps with your gums and all of that stuff. So that is 2 ways you can start off your day and your kids' days with to help them get in a routine to get back to school. So
I have to say something about spearmint. So spearmint is the oil of like confident speech, and it really works, like really works. So not only is it like a great pick me up, and so like I like spearmint, tangerine, and lemon or lime together is a yummy, good morning one. But so I was doing a presentation and I was super nervous. Thankfully it was virtual. But I'm holding a piece of paper, right? So I'm like holding it so I can read my notes. but like no one else can see that. So I had lathered in Adaptive, as well as I put spearmint on my throat. I was shaking like a leaf in the middle of this presentation. I really don't know why I was so nervous, but I just got really nervous. But my voice was completely steady. Like no one had any idea. Probably, I would assume no one had any idea that I was so nervous.
Right.
So I just have to say that, like, it's just kind of amazing. Like, you hear these things, like, spearmint being the oil of confident speech or whatever, and you're like, what does that mean? I just had to share that because they're really, really cool, and it's really yummy to diffuse. So
yeah, well, and I mean, when kids get a little bit older and they have to do a presentation in front of their class, now everyone knows, help them and put on some spearmint. So did you just rub it here?
I did. I literally just dropped it out of the bottle and just rubbed it on my neck.
Cool.
And like I said, so I'm going to talk about 2 oils specifically for kids, but I mentioned Adaptive, and I have to say, like, this one is phenomenal for our kiddos. Like, it's helped Talon tremendously when going through emotional things like hormonal issues. It's been really powerful. It works really, really fast to help pull them out of the funk. And then also, like, this helps to adapt to new situations. So think about first day school jitters, regardless of whether you're in elementary school, you're transitioning to middle school or high school or whatever. There's always those butterflies going back to back to school, meeting, seeing your old friends, meeting new people, being in different classes, like who's going to be in my classroom? So I highly recommend Adaptive, especially like for the first day of school, for test taking, anything like that. But want to talk about Stronger. So these are from the kids line, and I love them. I love all of them. They smell wonderful. And so Stronger is our protective blend. This is like the alternative to On Guard. So I just gained a new customer who has used doTERRA in the past, and she said, I like On Guard for what it does, but I'm just not a big fan of the scent. Well, Stronger is the other version of that, and it's got some yummy, yummy stuff in it, like frankincense and rose. So really powerful. Rub this on the bottom of their feet every morning, or if they have the ickies, I would do it like down their spine. But this is great. Be proactive. Be proactive with your approach, especially with what we've got going on in our world. It is super imperative to be proactive and don't just wait for something for the kiddos to have an issue and then you treat it. And then, what I was going to say about Stronger too. So Stronger this month. So this is the only way that you can buy it is in the 10 milliliter roller bottle that's already pre-diluted with fractionated coconut oil. So being from the kids line, this is safe for all our kiddos. Okay, it's diluted appropriately. But this month you can get it undiluted in a 5 milliliter. So that would be great to throw in the diffuser to help purify the air in the home. And then you could always make stronger blends of it for yourself, I guess, if you want, Right. The other one I want to mention is Thinker. So this kind of goes along the lines with Adaptive. This was designed specifically to help our kids to focus and to help them in their, in their day, like especially with school. So you can even, these come with a carabiner. Like I don't have it on mine, but you can clip a carabiner on it. Yeah. So you can put it in their backpack. I wouldn't clip it on the outside because these can this one's not going to do it, but it can slip off. But just really, this is like super talking about building a routine, empowering our kids to be able to do their own routine
Right.
is so key. And these kid blends are specifically designed to do just that, so that they know what oils to grab. They come with these little cards, so that they can look, and it'll tell them where to apply it and why they would want to use it. So when you teach your kids about, using oils, this just helps to empower them to be able to get into that habit and that routine of thinking about natural solutions first.
Yeah.
And mentally, right? Like mentally, we need them. And I know for my son, he kind of rolls his eyes at me when I am like, I think you need to use the adaptive. And he's like, or like, even whenever, if his energy's low in the morning and I'm like, use wild orange, use peppermint and wild orange, like, let's get you going. And he kind of rolls his eyes, but whenever he does it, he sees a change.
Yeah.
And then he's probably like, I never hear it from him, but he's probably like, Mom, that's right.
Right.
I'm so glad she made me do that.
Right. Same with mine.
So,
well, and with all of those little tidbits and routine ideas, we will be posting a graphic that has all of those, so you guys can just take a screenshot. So you're like, wait, what they say? What should I do in the morning?
yeah,
we'll have we'll have it so you can screenshot it.
And then we'll be back the rest of this month with more tips to help build upon a daily, building up a whole daily routine. So thank you guys so much for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.